with yours, John Master Lee.
And Lula.
Now, I know there are a lot of Apple fans out there, like die-hard Apple fans. And one of the things I recommend doing is if you're ever in Silicon Valley, is actually go by the Apple headquarters and check out one of their, it's off by the side, but it's this museum-like experience. So very, very cool.
Yeah, so we've been there and it's, I love it.
Beautiful minimalistic design, like taken to the nth degree. Although, what we really try to do was sneak into their... Yes, we try to sneak past, I guess, the outer gates of their big, brand new UFO headquarters. And by big, I mean freaking huge. Yeah. But, you know, we try to drive in through their entrance and their security guard caught us and made us turn around. And I try to walk in through where, like, other people walking with other employees. And the guards were, oh my God, they're strict. They look like, you know, if they were carrying guns, they would have shot you on sight kind of thing.
We were not successful at all.
Not at all.
Although it's really, really hard to sneak in. Like, their gates are very fancy that it's like you're going into another planet. Actually.
It's basically like one of those Mission Impossible movies where it feels like you have to sneak your way in through and get past all the gadgets and the surveillance and everything. But it's really cool otherwise. Like, the outside area is really beautiful. It's worth driving around. Like I said, that museum itself, it was just absolutely cool. Really cool technology. Like AR stuff that you don't get to see anywhere else of their headquarters. And
yeah, they have coffee too.
And they also have a cafe which is really nice. And they have some merchandise that you can get anywhere, but it's just the experience of it itself. So this video will finally give us a look what it looks like inside the headquarters. Yeah.
Wow. Is this recently?
Yeah, this came out recently. I don't actually know if they are able to get inside or if it's just a global or just an aerial look. I even flew my drone over the headquarters, but I was afraid actually to even get too low because, you know, I don't know if they have drone snipers out there. Actually, a couple of my good friends now work at Apple, so maybe, you know, next time I'm back in Silicon Valley, I can see if they'll invite me to lunch and we could check out what their headquarters looks like. But I get a feeling I'm still not going to be able to get past the cafeteria. Like, there might be a common area you can go see, but Apple is just so secretive of everything that you're not going to be able to see the inside. Maybe I need to just get a job with Apple just so I can see. Oh.
Maybe.
Wow.
No, not part-time. What do you call that?
Job. I think that's the only way. Unless, what, the cleaning person? Maybe at night I can come and clean and I can see like, oh, hey, it's very nice.
No, like temporary.
Temporary? Maybe like contractor work?
Contract.
Let's see. Yes. All right, let's check this out, y'all. Inside the $5 billion headquarters.
$5 billion.
All right.
Heck?
By the way, if you want some cool commentary, make sure to check out my channel, John Master Lee.
What looks like a giant spaceship parked in the lush flats of Cupertino, California, is actually tech giant Apple's new HQ. Fittingly named the Apple Park, this stunning architecture sprawls across 176 acres of land and might just be one of the most stunning campuses in the world.
It really is.
Despite its incredibly futuristic looks, the Apple Park has been a long time in the making, with Steve Jobs first announcing the project way back in 2006. It took 8 long years of planning, proposals and permit applications. But by 2014, construction was well underway, and by 2017, the vast Apple workforce was already starting to move in. The massive ring-shaped building is now an iconic symbol of the Apple brand and is a fantastic testament to the company's dedication to effortless design, sustainability, and the future of technology.
It just goes to show how much money they have, that they could buy all that land and only build on maybe like 10% of it. Look at all that land.
It was originally estimated that the campus would cost just $500 million to put together. However, the land alone cost $160 million, and the costs quickly started to overrun. By 2011, the budget in place had multiplied to a little under $3 billion, and when it was all said and done, Apple were looking at a bill closer to $5 billion. A $5 billion build is a big sum of money for any company to justify. Any company except Apple, that is, who's currently worth $2 trillion and is estimated to profit around $60 billion by the end of this year alone. So where was all that money spent, and what makes the Apple Park so incredible? For starters, the campus is made up of multiple buildings. However, 80% of the land is still considered to be green space. Apple and the designer
80%.
Wow.
They can still build more, which pretty much means that if they expand, they could build a whole nother second spaceship.
Has put a lot of effort into making the park fit seamlessly into nature, planting over 9,000 drought-resistant trees throughout the grounds, including cherry, apricot, olive, and of course, a few varieties of apple. To encourage workers to maintain a healthy lifestyle, the grounds feature 3.2 kilometers worth of various walking and running trails, as well as 1,000 bikes that can be used to commute between the buildings. Other lifestyle facilities...
Wow.
It's just a gym.
No, but it's so complete.
Facilities include a gym, wellness center, and a couple of basketball courts. There's also a huge 2-story yoga studio where the desk jockeys can wind down and ease out their back pain. The campus really does look after its staff and the environment too. All of the buildings are incredibly eco-friendly, with the main ring construction being home to one of the world's largest rooftop solar farms. The solar-covered roof generates up to 17 megawatts of power, which is enough to meet 75% of the campus's energy demand during peak times. The rest of the campus's needs are met by on-site fuel cells powered by biofuel or natural gas. The main building also utilizes a natural ventilation system, meaning that it doesn't use traditional heating and cooling methods for 9 months of the year, furthering the space's green credentials. Nicknamed the Spaceship or the Ring, the central circular building is quite a sight to behold. Sitting 4 stories high, it has over 1.2 million square feet of office space and enough room to accommodate up to 12,000 members of staff. To bring the outside world in, the designers incorporated a lot of glass into the build, and the construction even features the largest curved glass panes in the world.
I think that's probably one thing that might really suck, is that maybe for like a couple weeks in the summer, it does get really hot down in San Jose and the sun comes glaring in, and there's no way to pull a shade down, I think. You're going to burn up with those windows.
Well, I'm sure it has protection for that.
Sunglasses for windows?
There are
Like
800 of the 45-foot tall curved glass panels around the building's exterior and around 3,000 smaller panels to be found within. The low-energy LEDs, natural sunlight, and sheer amount of see-through material make the spaceship a stunningly bright place to be, which I'm sure is great at keeping the some 12,000 staff members feeling energized throughout their long working days. Despite being hidden from sight, one of the most amazing spaceship features happens to be found deep underground. The main ring is one of the few buildings in the US and the world to make use of base isolation, which protects the ring from even the worst of Californian earthquakes. The isolation system is made up of 692 huge stainless steel plates, which allow the building to shift up to 4 feet in any given direction without causing any structural damage. Also to be found underground is an expansive parking area and road network that's completely hidden from sight. Putting these amenities underground was an absolute necessity in order to maximize the green space in and around the Apple Park. Other features to be found around the campus include 7 cafes, with the largest being sprawled across 3 levels with enough seating for 3,000 people.
That's bigger than the hall from Hogwarts, where they all sit around and eat.
The huge catering team says it has enough capacity to feed around 15,000 people every lunchtime, so there's definitely some growing room if Apple decides to expand its already huge workforce.
Outdoor area.
Also within the park's grounds is the inspiring Apple Auditorium, formerly known as the Steve Jobs Theatre. The spectacular circular glass building mirrors the spaceship in its form and is topped with the world's largest carbon fiber roof. The theatre includes a 42-foot high glass elevator that takes guests underground to the 1,000-seat auditorium. Made from chemically tempered glass, the elevator is also considered to be the tallest freestanding glass elevator in the world. Other buildings dotted around the park include a 100,000-square-foot fitness center.
Oh, I remember even their bathroom has a security guard.
Yeah,
remember that?
I remember that. Well, you just randomly remember that now?
No, because I remember going to the bathroom, you have to go down the stairs.
2 300,000-square-foot research and development facilities, a care clinic, and the Visitors Center, which happens to be the only building in the entire park that guests can visit without a pass. The Apple Park Visitor Center is all under one roof, but is divided into 4 very special sections. A 10,000-square-foot Apple store filled with the latest Apple products, a 2,000-square-foot cafe, an observation deck where you can look over the campus, and a designated AR experience.
Yeah, this whole thing is what you can still see. You're allowed to see this.
Yeah.
Area. The AR area includes a scale model of the entire Apple Park, offering visitors an employer's look at life on campus. The Apple Park is so full of amazing features and amenities, more so than almost any other work environment in the world. Apple has thought of everything, from their environmental footprint to keeping their workforce full up with food, leisure, and creativity. There have been a few complaints about the open-plan office spaces, with some workers saying that they are distracting, counterproductive, and removes opportunity for privacy.
That's true.
I can see that. There's windows everywhere. Can't pick your nose in private anymore.
But still, the futuristic facility has been incredibly well received and has set a new world standard in how amazing a work environment can truly be.
Watching this makes me want to go back to Bay Area.
This style, though, it makes for great video. It makes for great first impression. That makes you go like, ooh, and like, ah. But you have to be the kind of person who really loves minimalistic design to the point of where it borderlines like being in a jail cell. It feels like that to me. Like, I don't know if I could live and work there because, if you work for Apple, you kind of live there too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they provide food, they provide childcare, dry cleaning, gym. So
Everything.
Most people just spend all of their life there pretty much. And it doesn't have the flavor of if you work in a video game company, there's colors everywhere, lights bouncing off of things, toys everywhere, people dress in a way that feels like it's fun. And Apple is it feels like kind of the opposite of that.
Opposite Facebook. Facebook has colors and...
Facebook is definitely much more colorful of a company, yeah. And I've been inside their headquarters, and I don't know if I could show the video footage for that, but it's much more akin, maybe like a halfway point between what I would call like a gaming company and then what like Apple is. Apple is definitely one extreme of minimalistic, futuristic design. Like, I feel like if I had a desk, I couldn't just put out all my toys because people are like, That's what security comes by like,
you can
no.
You can only plant on your desk.
And probably a very specific kind of plant that measures at a certain height and width.
Yes.
And it's kind of like that. But man, that is so beautiful.
Beautiful. I love minimalistic. So
do you really? I show people.
The design.
Should we show people what our place looks like because it definitely don't look minimalistic around?
Well, we create a lot, so that's
what does it have to do with clutter?
What do we clutter? Well,
we have so.
Well, the design. I love minimalistic.
You can go for it, babe. This is your house. You think I'm here planning what our house looks like? I couldn't give a whit. I mean, we even went through 2 times, not even just once, twice, where we said, let's go ultra minimalistic. We sold almost everything we had. First time because we were planning to move to Hawaii. The second time when we started to, travel around the world. And maybe it lasted a year. And then the clutter started to build back up. We started getting more clothes. And then we started getting paintings.
Yeah, because you wanted to get more shelves for our setup. For
Lulu, the only reason we need more shelves is because we just bought more stuff. If you have no stuff, why buy shelves?
All right.
We clearly are not Apple people. Let's put it that way.
Let's clean again.
I'm just glad that Apple doesn't have a screening process where all right, let's find out if you're Apple material by checking out what your house looks like because I would not get hired.